and welcome back. It's your nerdy suburban farmer. I've got a video with my final harvest. This is the ginger, Tabasco, and jalapeno that I picked late in the season as our fall and cool weather didn't come in until later in October. Most of my garden videos now are going to be focusing on what I'm doing in the indoor garden, and I've planted ginger and turmeric to root, and these are the ginger and turmeric that I brought from outdoors in. I chopped off what was growing for greenery because I was afraid of bugs, and it looks like it is putting out green shoots and regrowing, so hopefully I will get some more turmeric from that. Under my mini indoor greenhouses, my sweet potatoes are doing their warm storage for 2 weeks, so this will be moved downstairs. And downstairs already are the overwintering pepper experiment. So they're still green. It's been about 2 weeks since these been downstairs, and some of the plants are putting out leaves, so I know that the roots are alive because they're still putting out some greenery. I fully expect this greenery to die back though as the winter goes on, but they're still doing pretty well. Moving outdoors, the floor plan of the outdoor garden has changed. So I have a 3x3 bed that's going to be filled next to the gate. Then I have my green stalk garden, which is in the same spot, which I will be adjusting some of the tower beds to put the mint together. And then this is the same still with my pepper bed, the 3x3 bed there. What's new is that I actually built beds alongside of the trellis to add additional planting space. So I will have either onions or potatoes alongside the trellis before it becomes time in mid-June to put the squash out. Over at my compost site, I have 2 bays filled now, and the middle one is being filled by the leftover greens, and I intend to add them all together later in the season. And the strawberry bed is still doing wonderfully. All of my beets have now been harvested, and the chickens got to enjoy all of those. The majority of what I grow in my garden goes to my chickens. So my carrots are at maturity, but I am leaving them in the ground as I give them to the chickens, and I don't want too many at one time. My sunflowers are starting to fade, but they are still attracting pollinators as well. My nasturtium bed is still doing pretty well, and the carrots in the second pot are doing well. They're a little bit smaller. I'm going to be removing that marigold soon and refreshing the soil in that pot. And these are the tomato and pepper beds that have now been put to rest for the winter. So I do put the alfalfa pellets in, top it off with some compost, and then cover them up to try to keep from having the weeds and squirrels dig in the beds. This 3x3 bed is a new addition as well. In this bed is where I planted about 40 bulbs of garlic to overwinter, but a squirrel was digging in trying to hide its food for the winter, so I had to cover it with the mesh wiring from the originally on top. And then my blackberries have produced a bit more of their vine, and the aronia are just going dormant for the winter. The blueberries turned red instead of yellow, so I consider that a success, and we'll see what happens come the spring. And finally, the lavender patch. I have a lot to replace in the back where the marigold damaged it, but that's coming for the spring. And then up front, I've rearranged the placement of the tulips, so I no longer have the larger tulip bed, and I moved the 4 bags alongside the 2 white pallets that I made. So next spring I'll have all tulips on one side of the front. Concludes my latest garden video. Thanks for watching.